And I think we're up. How goes it? Oh wow, there are already two. Two people watching. Oh fuck. Alright, so I'm doing an IQ 6000 move. I'm pulling my chat up on another device. So I could see that this time. That should be good. Alright. So I haven't been posting very much on the channel, and that's because for the past couple of days I've been working on this. Alright, so if I go, this is kinda an awful layout. There we go. So now, watch in amazement. This is basically what I have so far. And then here it switches. And right now, I have the exhaust stream hidden because in the game, the Eevee, the real-time renderer, it's kind of broken, the exhaust stream. It's cycles only at the moment. Where the hell is it? Here it is. So if I enable it, you can see here, it looks like this awful big white cone. Whereas if I go into cycles, that's what we wanted to see. And it is animated there, so engine burnout. Basically, what we're doing, this is a meme. This is a meme. This is like a huge cinematic build-up for not that funny of a joke. Right? And the joke is you can already see that planet there, it's a plane. The entire joke is that inside of this capsule are gonna be Jay Schlatt and Call Me Carson. And Call Me Carson is gonna hop out of the capsule there and go on a spacewalk towards the Earth. The camera's gonna pan to like this super cinematic, fucking gorgeous view of this bullshit. Right? I probably need to put some more detail on the other side of that tank. But Carson is gonna hop out and start floating towards the Earth, and then just get sucked down to the surface suddenly, where he'll just like impact in a cartoonish fashion against the plane. And then I'll start playing fucking this classic audio.
I've known.
Yeah, no, just go that way. Just
From
go
the
that
Survival Hunger Games.
way. Oh, Carson, are you okay?
No!
You get the idea. I think it'll be funny. All I know is I'm putting way too much effort into this. It's gonna be okay. I might need to put a couple more details on this side if I'm gonna do a full-blown cinematic pan from back there. I was expecting the camera to kind of hang around this side, so that's why this side looks so much more visually interesting. I could put a couple more dings and dents and whatnot, a couple more raceways. I gotta say that the documentation you can find online for what these capsules look like, you can see I haven't done too great of a job. But it's just little old me. There's a lot of documentation as to how the capsules look, actually. What there isn't a lot of documentation is... I actually have to use Google Images because it provides better image search. the Titan II, which is the rocket I'm modeling here. There's two of the... It's really kind of difficult to get any kind of decent quality photographs of the whole system. And then, I like how it goes to Spaceflight Simulator. It's beautiful. I saw diagrams, please give me some. I'm doing the best with what I have. Oh fuck, I moved it. Alright, so what I think I'll do here. Let's go into edit mode. And I discovered that the knife tool has this handy feature where you can tell it only to cut in 45-degree increments. Right, because typically it works like this, but you hit that button and slam. And I really like that. It lets me do these nice, tight, straight cuts, because now I can go in, select these, and like assign black paint to that. And congratulations, visual detail. So is that accurate? Was there? You know, I want to base it somewhat on the actual design, and I can't seem to find. There's not a lot of documentation. It's how am I supposed to tell? All the images are shit, and I'm making this for a meme, for crying out loud. Does it have to be 100% accurate? I don't care. I'm gonna put like another, I think, what did I do on this side? I made a big cut. So it's the midpoint. So if I cut the middle, basically, those three. Alright. These three. I kind of want it to be contiguous to... Yeah, that's no problem. I can just pop into... Oh, damn, the plant's in the way. See if you can loop cut this. It don't wanna. Veil shit. Oh wait, doesn't wanna? No. Alright. God, finding the right numpad buttons to push, it takes a while. So, K, C, and down we go. Okay, where's the knife? Give me the knife. Give me the knife. Tell me one of those went cockeyed. Damn it. Unacceptable on all accounts. So I gotta be really careful down there to make sure that... Is that good? Oh, it was perfect. So now, will it highlight? Yes, it will. No, please go up. Go up. I need you to... Okay. Come on. We're not gonna cut there. Alright. Oh, that looks like it's done it. So we'll assign shiny metal there. Oh, fuck. It intersects. Actually, I could use that to my advantage, actually. It looks more visually interesting. It intersects a whole bunch. No idea if any of this is accurate whatsoever. And it really doesn't matter. Does historical accuracy matter in an animation where you're literally animating a flat Earth? I don't think so. You know, who am I to say? Who am I to say so? Alright, so let's add like one more like black strip. I think a nice short one. This is fun. Right, you just get to go in and say, history be damned, I'm doing whatever the fuck I want. There's no... I feel like I really need some more sticky outy bits. Like we have a raceway here, which, you know, you can see in the brilliantly modeled turbo pumps on the rocket engine. Basically, the way the Titan II worked is that there were you get two fuel tanks, basically. One full of oxidizer and one full of fuel. And the rocket engine mixes them and burns them together to create thrust. And these two tanks, you can actually see this is a tank and that is a tank. And there's bulkheads, these round bulkheads in there that separate the tanks, and that leads to a small gap between them where you can see the difference in the metal. But the pipe, there's a pipe that comes out of this bulkhead down to the engine, and it in the Gemini I'm not quite sure why, but it's a fairly common thing to see in rockets, where you have that pipe just travel along the outside of the kind of circular hull section in what's called a raceway down to the engine. You can see I linked the pipe up. And then there's just some other raceways. I have no idea what's in them. It's just I saw them in the pictures, so I added them. And what other sticky out bits could I add? I guess there's the connectors for when, you know, this thing's sitting on the launch pad. What did those look like? Can you see them in any of these pictures? Can anyone just take a quality... That's a model. We have hit peak performance, ladies and gentlemen. The first flight lunar module. What? Flicker? What the fuck is this? That's not a Titan II, and that's most certainly not a lunar module. What are you on? Oh, tell me this is quality. There were holes? Look, it's a decent resolution too. Where are they getting these high quality photos? Why did it take so long? That's the wrong upper stage. Oh my god. Where was the... I'm going to view this image. Tell me it's at its proper resolution. It's grainy as hell, but it's the best I've found so far, actually. It's actually really neat that there's holes in the interstage. Because this is the part of the rocket that kind of bridges between the second and the booster stage. Second and first stage. Right, it detaches, this falls off, and then the skirt detaches too. It's literally only there to provide separation between the top of this tank and the bottom of that one, so you can cram an engine in there. I'm not seeing any like fuel sockets, so I guess I'm just gonna have to invent my own. That's fine. That's something I'm capable of. Just shove a cylinder in there, scale it like, roughly down. I think 0.2 ought to be good. And then it's gonna be a chode. A little bit like that. Happy with that. Vertices, we could shrink that by half. I don't really care. It's a small detail, you don't need much in the name of fidelity for something so small. It's going to be looked at from a distance too. Really, there's just no... Alright, where am I putting all this? This is not the correct thing. This should not be in the second stage at all. I'm going to create a new collection, which is called... Wait, no. That's right. I don't need a new collection. All this shit needs to go into the second stage, there, with the likes of the cover, because as soon as I parent them to the cover, they get shoved in with everything else. That's right. So the second cylinder, I'm going to scale down along every axis but at the x-axis, like 0.5. Kind of like stick it out a little bit. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Boolean modifier with that. And what that'll do is when I apply this and delete that, she's got a hole in her. Glorious. And now we'll paint this like, what would this be? I guess pipes. Like a dull color. And there would be two of these. At least I think so. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to go into edit mode here. Select all of those vertices and see if I can kind of shove them in. Alright, flat shading is not working, and neither are those n-gons. I should probably explain what n-gons are. Typically you want to model with triangles, but you don't have to, technically. Because Blender does n-gons, which are these ridiculous, like, multi-vertice, non-planar hell. They're disgusting and awful. In certain situations. So I could bridge edge loops here, and that gives me nice, planar polygony. Furthermore, I could actually go even better. Make this thing look positively gorgeous. And what I could do is edge split these rings here. And what that does is it means that these faces are now their own thing. The vertices aren't connected anymore. And the reason why that's important is because when I go in here and click Shade Smooth, you get a pretty convincing effect. Whereas if I go in here, go into Edit Mode, select everything, and click Merge by Distance, you can see it really kind of fuckers it pretty bad. And that's just because when you're shading smooth, it's basically looking at its neighbors, figuring out what side it's at. In order to figure out how it should blend into the neighbors. I think that looks pretty good. I'll call that tank fill connect hose thingy. And I'll just make sure that's at exactly 15 meters because that's what the rest of this thing is. Ensuring that it's smack dab aligned to the center. Alright, now where... So I guess that... Don't these do double duty as bleed valves too? Either way, I'm gonna kind of like rotate this. What's a good angle? We'll set that to like -100. Looks good. I'll duplicate it and make sure that they share the same material because I don't like it when I have a material list full of the exact same material but with different names. I really wish there was a way to tell Blender, don't do that please, but as far as I know, there isn't. And that can go right smack dab at the top of the tank. Both of them kinda can get extruded out just a tad. There we go. So now I select them both, select the skin, Control P. Fuck. Keep transform. And then they get shoved in with all the other random bits and bobs bolted to the side of this thing. And now, when I do my little cinematic thing, where we got the camera way out here, and that separates, it drifts, and it's got a lot more visual detail. I can't, can you even, they're there. Yeah, they're visible. They'd look better in the render. Oh god. Is there like a dedicated app? That I can get that will allow me to... Okay, listen, you little fucker. You little YouTube originals. Who would win, YouTube originals or Werther's originals? Alright. Look at that beautiful ejection. Also, just as a little treat here, it's like a good... I rigged up the compositing node, so I'm gonna wanna... I guess I'll just create a new camera, actually. And the purpose of this you're in the wrong one. The purpose of this camera... I really like how you could just... God. Before, like there was setting up and handling multiple cameras was a bit of a pain, and now it's just a button you click to switch between which camera is your active camera that will be rendered from. And I'll be damned if it doesn't make things so much better. Let's stick a... Let's make a quick beauty shot, shall we? So that's looking okay. Nice angle. We're gonna do depth of field. Set the f-stop down to 0.1 so it's blurry as all hell. And then try to see if we could focus the camera right on the stage here. Even harsher f-stop just to make absolutely sure. Focus in right on the middle of it, I think. Right on the stage. Right on the part where they stage. And also set to something reasonable, like 0.5. And 0.1. That looks quite good. Blurrier than the background. That's looking pretty. Let's see. If we adjust the zoomage. Yeah, I pretty much put it in the perfect spot for 50. So let's hit that render button and see what pops out. Yeah, you can see I have motion blur enabled. It doesn't look too great, but then, as soon as it's finished, the compositing node network, which is a post process, will kick in. And in a mere second here, we should see that looks really strange. Well, all things being equal, here's one I prepared earlier. Oh yeah, this is the actual proper output. What is up with my stream? Okay. Proper output from that one cinematic intro camera here. This is what it looks like when it's all said and done. Lot of work put into all the little camera motions. I haven't even gotten to the 2D part where I draw fucking Carson. What am I gonna do?
Grammarly ensures your writing is mistake-free.
Also, I'm so underwhelmed
Clear, as well as more interesting, or better yet, more enjoyable. Because
with how that render turned out. I'm actually kind of sad.
Connect. Go to Grammarly.com to download.
Like that's the best you could do.
Yeah. Order up. It's switching time. There, that's better. Switched up to
I guess
12 hours
just
battery life. Switched to
it'll be hard to get everything right. I'm gonna keep this as is because this node network handles that first part, that little intro sequence, really well, just because the exhaust gases are so bright. Where's my water? There it is. Glorious. I can set up another node network that handles all the beautifying. Actually, I could do that now because you can have multiple composite output nodes, and just like the cameras, they made it really easy so that you can just click, now this one's the output, and now that one is. Bonk, 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 bonk. Everything works, but that'll be for later. I could do it now, but I've got more important things to worry about. So I have to figure out the timing of this all. At frame 175, we swap over to the close-up cam, which I've already animated pretty well. That door animation took so long. It's so awkward because it's on a tapered surface. It's off axis, so it's not as easy as just clicking this thing and going, yeah, we'll do it as, we'll just rotate it X degrees on the Y axis and you're good. No, it's off axis, so I had to use quaternion rotation, which is really just a strange realm. And on top of that, you can see the amount of, if I get up close to it here, you can see that the door kind of does this little thing where it opens just a little bit first. That's like the astronaut flicking a lever that unlatches it so it pops out a little bit, and then pushes it open, and then vibrates a little as it settles down to where it's supposed to be. I spend way too much time on little details like that, but that's my specialty. That's what I could do. The interior, the fucking interior of the capsule, which has nothing in it. That'll be fun. Gemini capsule interior. DuckDuckGo image search. Please be kind. Let's... Looking forward, please. That is... Yeah, that I immediately knew that was Mercury. That's not Gemini. So we have like this instrument panel here. Lots of... Okay, so you kind of have this main thing. What is that? What's on top? Just more switches. So basically, I have to model switch hell inside of this thing. Can't do. Alright, so right now I've got a lot of space to work with actually. So right about here, I'm gonna switch it to just plain mode and then stick it back to 0, or frame 0, where everything is perfectly dead center and nothing's animated and wobbling and turning or anything. Also, could I get some of that random color, please? It is helpful. So right about there, we're gonna add a cube. I'm inside of it, aren't I? Yep, it's fucking large. You want it to be very small. But like, not that small. Okay, so that's, okay. 0.33 meters is about a foot. So, that's a 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot cube, basically. So you can get an idea of the scale we're working at here. These capsules were tiny. And I did build everything to some semblance of scale as well. So is a foot good? But I'm a metric man, I want a rounder number. I'll just go with 0.3 because that appears, that actually fits really well. Hey! I want to shove that right about there-ish. then from this cube... Oh god, I'm still in the second grade. Might as well be. I'm still in the second stage collection, so let's go to the... set that as default. And you are a part of the capsule. So looking back at our reference, it has a slight kind of cant to it. Little bit of a taper. This is a quality with the doors open, so you can see all the shit, all the goods. So what I think I'll do here is I'll kind of. So there's this main board which kind of goes down like that. I have to plan, so there needs to be these little side things are gonna give me pain. They're about that thick. Should probably just turn on mirroring, but yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm going to have to. There's no other way. Alright, mirror. What axis? X. X is good. X is great. Mirror on the capsule, please. Now if I delete all of these, what the fuck? No, that's not what I wanted at all. What I think I'll do is I'll delete all of these just to see what happens. And sure enough, we can just, when we're done, we'll apply this, and then we can bridge all the loops. It won't be a problem. So what this means we can do. Is shit like this. It's still interfering. How far did those go out? No, wait a minute. Those were embedded. Okay, I feel like this. I'd honestly be doing a lot better right now if I just hit the doors so you can see. Yeah, that thing's supposed to be tucked right in there. Like it's supposed to be sitting in there like this. That kind of goes to like there. I'm not worried about the clipping. There's a time-honored solution to that. Oh god, the end cons. Anything but the end con. Alright, so we'll fix this with a little bit of this, and a little bit of that. And we'll just select that and say, get in there. This one, we'll just put straight down. It's actually still inside the... We're not gonna want that. God, it's kind of claustrophobic really. Alright, then there's kind of this weird, extrudy, tapery button panel. Kind of goes like that. Like this. And then just kind of... This is a really good photo. Could I get... history be damned. I'm just gonna extrude it, like... straight back into the side of this thing. What a comfortable looking ride, honestly. It looks really cool. Alright, so... And then there's like the ceiling bit, right? Where was that? A little bit on the ceiling. This is a challenge. Fuck! I can't speak. Alright, so I think I'm gonna like, lower that a bit. Lower that some. Increase that height. And that gives us these cute little edges that we can extrude. Actually, I'm gonna just use my view for... There we go. See, now I'm in orthographic mode. So when I grab this, I know I'm only extending it along 2 axes and excluding the third. How far does that thing go? No, that's Mercury. I'm looking for Gemini, damn you. Look how comfy that looks. Isn't that cozy? Alright, if you can't find any documentation for it easily, just make it up. What the fuck was that? Stop it, like, right there. There we go. Feeling pretty good about that one. They kind of have a little cant to them. Like some sort of sick-ass supercar. Like interior. So I can handle that. Scoot this forward. Just kind of bolted directly onto the end here, so I guess I can... It's simple box modeling. What do you expect? So I'm feeling confident enough in this. And the rest of that was all like leg space. It's hard to get a sense of scale here. I need another reference cube. Reference cube. That's a meter. Give me a foot. Alright, so your head, it's about the size of a head. And they'd be like sitting in there. Kind of. I could totally see this. Yeah. Your reference cube and you are control panels. It looks like the random function is determined by the name you give it. That's fun. So let's apply that mirror modifier. Go back to edit mode now that we have control over these vertices. And see if we can't, like, do the thing you do where you select. Alright, honestly, I think the easiest way to do this is just to head into wireframe mode. With visibility through the thing in question allowed. I'm just gonna go through, select, oh my god. I'm hoping bridge edge loops works on this. Thank God you can control Z selections now. Oh, that was a feature that's been missing for a while. Alright, let's try this. Bridge edge loops. Yes. God damn it, we're gonna have to do this manually. It's not too bad. I'm gonna do is select all the vertices on a face-by-face basis. Fuck. Assuming you're actually able to click with the required amount of precision, it's not that bad of a deal. I actually don't even need to fill in those back faces. It makes me feel better if I do anyway. If I wanted to there, I could have submitted to the devil and used an N-gon. Because it's going to be straight either way, but... There we go. We've box modeled ourselves an interior. Alright, now let's set this. What color is it? It's like this. Is it white? Luckily for me, I already have the material for that one. White paint. Alright, now I gotta fill it up with all the miscellaneous. Also, probably should parent that. The capsule. Oh, Lord! Alright, so now I either start on all the buttons and switches that I'm gonna have to cover this thing with, which that'll be fun. Alright. This is gonna be another case where I just say history. Okay, there's actually a lot of really cool stuff here I can kind of take notes on though. I was about to model a gyroscope, slap 'em some slap some buttons on it and call it a day, but... I was about to model a gyroscope, slap some buttons on it and call it a day, but... I was about to model a gyroscope, slap some buttons on it and call it a day, but... I was about to model a gyroscope, slap some buttons on it and call it a day, but... I was about to model a gyroscope, slap some buttons on it and call it a day, but... I was about to model a gyroscope, slap some buttons on it and call it a day, but... I was about to model a gyroscope, slap some buttons on it and call it a day, but... I was about to model a gyroscope, slap some buttons on it and call it a day, but... I was about to model a gyroscope, slap some buttons on it and call it a day, but... I was about to model a gyroscope, slap some buttons on it and call it a day, but... I was about to model a gyroscope, slap some buttons on it and call it a day, but... I was about to model a gyroscope, slap some buttons on it and call it a day, but... I was about to model a gyroscope, slap some buttons on it and call it a day, but... I I forgot how awesome all the retro dials and sliders were. The altitude display. It's just cool. Great, and now I feel inspired and want to put a bunch of detail into an interior you're gonna barely see. Alright, we'll go midway. I'll make a gyroscope. Gyroscope is easy. It's not gonna be very detailed at all. The sphere here, I'm gonna scale it down to about there. I'm gonna create two new materials. This one's gonna be blue, and you are going to be orange. This one's gonna be like a nice pale blue, diffuse color. And you will be the same, but like a nice orange color. I've played enough KSP in my day to understand how this thing works. And just like that, we've got ourselves a little gyro, a little ball, shaded smooth. Also rotate it 90 degrees, so, you know, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to point towards the body you're orbiting at the moment. That's gyro ball. Now we'll go ahead and create like a little faceplate cube. They really like black. I like the contrast. It's like a good... Oh, that's so retro. I'm loving it. I'm eating it up. Where the fuck did that spawn? Create a cube. That is just barely larger than the sphere. We'll stick the sphere at an exact location that we know. And we'll just kind of stick that back into like a hemisphere. Should probably scale that up just a bit. Not along that axis, like 1.2 there, 1.2 there. That works. Matter of fact, I think I know what to do here. We'll go into edit mode and move it so that the origin, which is this point here, is there. And we'll put a constraint on this thing saying to copy the location of this. So now this thing can move any which way. Doesn't matter. And this thing will follow it without rotating with it. Which means that while, you know, the ship is kind of just doing its whatever thing, it will actually, it'll work. Which I think is cute. not details at all, but it is a detail. Should I go black metal or black paint for it? Are they shiny? They kind of... I'll do metal. It'll look better. I get to decide. Alright, so now what we do, we have ourselves this adorable little gyroscope. We can shove it, oh, it's very large. It's kinda, Yeah, I don't model in a vacuum, kids. It's... Let's scale you to 0.5 of your current size. And same with you. Alright, we're actually gonna have to do this in that mode so it scales it. There we go. There's only one instrument on this panel, and I already am starting to like it a lot. Now, if I parent that, we should see. How do I lock view to active? Okay, there we go. So now, my camera, my little viewport here, is locked. But not the rotation? Well, what's the point of this then? Where's the home button? How do I unfuck my... Did that do it? No. I can't tell if that did or didn't. Oh yeah, I'm still locked to that completely. How do I unlock? I'm stuck. Oh, view lock clear. Thank you. That's what I'd like. Well, I do have a camera. So let's shove our little buddy friend here off to the side so I can select our testing camera here. Use Control Alt Numpad 0 to let's turn off depth of field for the moment. Select the camera, select the capsule, Control Parent, keep transform. And now, as long as we're in here, yeah. So it starts off, we're right in the middle, and then staging, we kind of do like a little wobble. You know, I don't... This thing really doesn't have... Like, it's good, except it's bad. We need like an actual marker on which way is directly forwards. And at the moment, we don't really have that. So I think I'll grab these vertices, or those faces there, these ones here. Which ones are in the middle? I guess these? So that one's 6 away. That one's 7 away. Which means these 4 are the center. That's fine. Just go in. I'll add the white paint. And I'll assign that to him. And look at that. You got a much better indication of what's happening. Doesn't look as cute anymore, but oh well. Some things must be sacrificed in order to better them. Let's turn off the second stage, we don't need it. That module, shut it off. Both sides got a gyro, right? Or did only one? Oh, it's old school. Fuck it. I'm giving both sides a gyro. Actually, wait a minute. I could be smarter than this. I can just slap a negative sign on that, and bam, it's in the exact same position. Ideally, I'd want to put it like 0.45. Looks good. Give space for other instruments, and then I'll just duplicate the gyro ball. And it duplicated a lot more than what I was asking for. Gyro ball 2. And I'll go into your little constraint there. Say go there. And it's not parented, so it doesn't move. Boink. The gyroscopes work. They look a bit iffy, just kind of sticking out the way they do, but you know, typically they're inset, but if I were to inset, I'd have to... Oh dear, I know what I'd have to do to inset. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Fellas, I've lost my mind. I'll add a modifier. Boolean. Select that. Apply it. Another Boolean. Select that one. Apply it. So now there are holes. I'll go into edit mode. Select that one. Extrude scale 0.9. Go back to a point in time when it was perfectly straight, and then extrude it 0.2. 0.1. I feel better about. Does that clip through the edge? Ugh. So we're gonna extrude negative 0.18. Extrude negative 1, 0.09, 0.08. Does that work? Yeah, it did. Good.
YouTube TV has your favorite shows.
Extrude
Live
scale
TV from
0.9.
7+ channels. Try it free.
Extrude, grab negative 0.08. What? Grab the y-axis negative 0.08. Alright. Now they're in. My balls are in set. just as they should be. And now we're going to move origin. Set origin to our mass. That worked. There we go. Inset balls. Except here. Now how can I add the cover? Oh, I got it. I can extrude scale 0.8 or so. Subdivide. And then scale those by like 1.1. 0.2. Median point, please. Scale 1.1. 0.2. 0.3. Alright, that one looks the best, but now we're clipping. So we'll scale the whole thing by a factor of like 0.8. Quality. And now just to really finish the look of this thing off, we'll take this entire thing and extrude it back on the y-axis by negative 0.01. Or 2. 3. 2 it is. And then we're going to delete whatever the fuck kind of geometry it just created. Go? That looks a bit better. I like it. And now I just gotta do the exact same thing we did over there, over here. Is it even worth it? So first we did that, then we subdivided it, and then we took these, and we scaled them 1.2, 0.3, and then we nabbed the rest of the verts, scaled the entire thing down like to 0.8, grabbed all of these and gons, and we extruded them back along the y-axis negative 0.02. There, I'm going to stop modeling gyroscopes. For the love of God. Alright. Gyroscopes are good, and they're symmetrical, but in IRL they're not, but I'd like to think both sides would like a gyroscope. Or, you know, he does! It's in a completely different asymmetric position, but fuck it. It's too late to go back now. Alright, some dials. Dials are easy. I can do dials. That's just a cylinder with like a really small triangular prism. It's 2 cylinders actually. You'll see what I'm talking about in a mere moment, I promise. Set that to negative 90, set the radius down to something like acceptable. Really big instruments. It's a spacecraft for toddlers. And the depth will be be a slim one, but not too slim. It's too slim. Oh, there it goes. Perfection. So that's cylinder 1. Now I'm going to add another cylinder. I'm going to blow your fucking minds right now. See, I want a triangle shape. And the easiest way to do that is simply to take this vertice count. Ta-da! What more could you possibly ask for? Now you just scale it like way down so it's like tight. Set this to white paint. Set it to black. Blam. Parent one to the other. I'm actually going to create a new little collection here and call it Instruments. Stick it under the capsule collection, set it as active, and all of this can go straight in there. Alright. So that there's a dial. Did that get put in the instruments tab with everything else? It should have. Come on, get in there. Alright, so we have a dial. How many of these suckers were there? Lots. And some of them had multiple hands. Great. The worst part is we're going to want to animate some of these. It'd be good if we could do it procedurally. A second dial. Put it like there. Oh God. I need to select both there. Control copy, control paste. Exact same thing, basically. Now I can scale this one down. 8. That was along the wrong axes. And that one's not parented correctly. We're set into the panel. I'm really enjoying the aesthetic of this. It has to be said. How's this look in rendered mode? Abysmally dark. I wouldn't have expected anything else. Wait a minute, how did they light these capsules? That's mercury. Come on. Also mercury. That's a different sort of lighting. Oh, the lights in the doors? How... Is there like a gap for a light like here? Yeah, I guess so. I'll add one. Scale it like so. Like that. Stick them where they properly belong. Thereabouts. Actually gonna create like a complex. I have no idea what this thing looks like in reality, so I'm just gonna have a fucking field day. Drop that down. I think that looks pretty slick. Now we can extrude this part forward and then down so it kind of intersects with the other bit.
Watch your favorites with YouTube TV. Live TV from
Looks
70 plus
pretty
channels
cool.
with unlimited DVR space. Watch, record, binge. Start streaming now. YouTube TV. Try it free.
You know, I'm actually gonna take this and make sure it actually... Wireframe, please. Sticks up into that and do the same to this. It kind of deviates just around there. Oh. You know, suddenly I can see why maybe I didn't do this before. Quite in the same way. It'll clip it just a little. There we go. It's all coming together. So now for the light. What kind of lighting should we give it? Like, I'm thinking 2 bars. Kind of scale it around that, and then scale it so it's like that. Then we're gonna do a loop cut. Oh god, not along the entire thing. Knife. Give me, oh god. J. Midpoint to midpoint. How do you... Blender, how to use the knife tool. What was the button for that? Control, okay. I am new to this a lot. I'm very new to Blender. I'm not new to Blender, I'm new to the knife tool. This is something I've never used. And I'm learning how to use it because I'm beginning to appreciate the efficiency that you can gain by knowing how to use your fucking program. Alright, so that wasn't... It probably wasn't the best way to do this. But it's the way I know. So I'm gonna extrude both of these like kind of straight down a little bit. Like that. Alright, this is gonna look sick. Same thing with this, I'm gonna scale it down a little bit, but that'll just, the entire panel will be one light, because I can't be fucked right now. As a matter of fact, I probably should bring this entire like piece down a bit so these parts can illuminate this upper panel. Yeah, that's a good idea. Not as tedious as it sounds, especially because of the circular selection brush. I constantly forget this thing exists, and I need to stop doing that because it is a glorious little tool. Here we go, here's a little cabin light. Parent it, and now we paint it. I'm going to paint you white, but we're going to create a new material called cabin lamps. What you're going to be, we're actually going to go into the shading workspace for this one. Alright, to ignore the principled, we also actually need to select our lights. And assign them so that we can clearly see what we're doing. Gotta make sure we get all the sides. If we miss a single side, we're dead. Alright, assign. So now we should see that they are perfectly black because they do not have a material, so all the light rays that hit them get factory deleted. So what I'm thinking of doing here is I'm going to use an add shader to combine a glossy that's like really white I'm not feeling that one. Okay, diffuse, but like a gross kind of off-white color. And then the other side of the add shader is going to be a emission. There you are. If I get inside this thing and enable the doors, show me the doors. Right, it's really dark in here. All we have are these lights, and we're gonna want to adjust that setting. Oh my god, Cycles is having a field day with these fat lamps. We're gonna have to cheat, guys. We're gonna have to cheat. Oh no. Yeah, that's way too noisy to be usable. The reflections are just god-awful. Alright, so what I'm actually gonna do here is we're gonna do another trick. We're gonna do an adorable little trick. This is not going to be an add shader. This is going to be a mix shader. And we're going to do something really cheeky. We're going to add an input, light path, and we're basically going to tell this thing to only look bright to the camera. As you can see here, it looks really bright to the camera. It's 100 strength. But everything else looks dull, because unless the light ray is bouncing, is going straight from the source to the camera, it doesn't exist. And what that lets us do is have, you know, if I stick the camera in here and render that, I can have like a nice glow effect around it, and everything will look really good. But the actual interior won't be lit by it. Which means I can use a regular lamp. A good old... oh, Jesus. A good old-fashioned area lamp. And I don't even have to be too precise here. I could just kind of roughly approximate . This is going to be a layout deal. If I could just kind of roughly approximate what this lighting setup does. And Cycles will just run with it. Did I not center this? Oh, that would have driven me mad. Alright, so we're just gonna kinda say, yep. There you go. That a lamp. Main lamp. You're not an instrument. You're a part of spacecraft, specifically capsule. Now we're gonna duplicate you. And move down a bit, scale you along this axis pretty harshly. Just kind of adjust you so you're right there. And then rotate you so you basically are correct. Alright, there's our hacked lighting. So now when we pop into Cycles to say hello, and we take a gander around us, notice that if I leave the camera to sit there, the noise levels are markedly reduced. Ah, joy. And the reason that's the case is because in general, when you're relying on surface geometry to dictate scene lighting, that means that your lighting is all indirect, and indirect lighting, you know, takes a lot more calculations. It's a lot noisier. You need a ton more samples in order to get a good looking result. The bonus is that it is physically accurate. Cheating like this, though, you're using lights that the system is optimized to handle, and therefore it manages to reach a much better result faster, though it can be less accurate depending on what you're doing. But I don't give a flying fuck, so this is what we're doing, because it works. And it works well. Let's hide the doors again. Fuck is the doors? There we go. Want to make sure that the area behind the lights is also getting lit. With the doors on. Yeah, you can kind of see the issue, but no one's gonna fucking notice, so we're fine. It looks good. It looks good. It looks good. It looks good. I also like to Eevee. This is just pure whiteness. Pure emission. It's just white. Even though to cycles it looks fiery. But then Eevee will also go and add these reflections. And it'll show up the proper color. It's just too much for poor old Eevee to handle. I also like how this image took 10 minutes to render. And in the darkness, Eevee really just brings out all the noise. Though in cycles you can see how dim those pixels really are. Eevee doesn't care, you're gonna see them. Putting way too much effort into this. In any case. So before I got sidetracked with the lights, we need more dials. This is how you move the camera around. Alright, so what did the other guy have? He had... Fuck. Let's... Get Mercury out of here! So this guy, 2 big dials, another small dial
Watch your favorites
over
from
here.
YouTube
Can I
TV.
actually, like, move
Live
these
TV from
to that
70
side?
plus channels
Is there
with
space for
unlimited
that?
DVR space. Watch, record, binge. Start streaming now.
Oh, just
YouTube
barely.
TV. Try it free.
Let's see if I can... Yeah, I've really done fucked it, didn't I? Why am I even trying? It's not gonna fit. Unless... I shrink-a-dink this one. So that it fits there nice and snug. And then I do the same to this one. They said it couldn't be done. this is why I like modeling things. Doesn't fit? Make it fit. And you can. Without breaking stuff and disappointing everybody. Like, goddamn, I'm trying to assemble my furniture, but I can't find the correct size fucking screwdriver. The fuck are you talking about? Just scale down the one you have. Moron. Imagine not being able to scale your tools on your own free will. Alright, so now we're gonna need some, looks like this guy has 2 dials too, so I'll go ahead and take the liberty of copying and pasting this one and plonking it over on this control panel. And now I've also really got to watch out because of all the... Oh no. Oh no, all the different black paints. All the different black paints. And every single one of these dials needs to be set. God, I wish you could turn off this feature because it can be annoying. Also, I like pipes. Are those? Oh yeah, those are duplicates because I duplicated. One of them might not be. Ah, the duplicate hunt. It never ends, does it? Alright. So these dials. They're a different kind of dial. They're this kind of dial. All the buttons, those are gonna be arrays. I'm not gonna do every switch and knob, but like the vague arrangement. And a lot of these are the same. Basically the same. Oh, you could've... So let's do the other kind of weird... What's it called? The rook... What's that dial called? It's this one. You can already tell which one I'm trying to model, but it's these ones where you got a big disc in a panel with tons of markings on it. And they are themselves kind of encased. Can I model that? Can I just like copy paste, scale up slightly bigger, add like just delete all of these faces and then yeah, check this out. Then I'm gonna bridge edge loops, but I'm going to tell it to do it a cut in the middle that I can then scale up. And then for like the little notch, I can just grab this vertice. Huh. I can grab that loop. We'll have to assign the entire thing. I'll do black metal. And then add fake glass. Assign that. That's another thing I need to do, actually. Now add some fake glass over these ones. It's like a quick thing that really adds a lot of. Where's fake glass? There you are. It likes to hide. I don't want it to hide. It's alphabetical, Bear. Stop being a boomer. Alright, now here's the part where we zoom out and go, huh, so that didn't really make a fucking difference, did it? Little bit. Oh, we also need to tell this thing to be shaded smoothly. So edit that. Edge, split. And then all of these smooth, please. And the result, it's glorious. Now if I can get at the cylinder, I'm gonna call it a barrel. What are these called? They gotta have a name. They have to. It's like it's a weird meter. It's a barrel meter. You can see what I'm trying to think there. I just need black paint in the middle there. But there has to be like occasional white markings on it. You're white paint. You're white paint. And you're all white paint. That certainly looks interesting. Is it accurate? I have no fucking clue. We gotta select. Oh my god, I gotta select that, and select this. Parent it. You belong in there. See, I'll just stick like one or two of these around here-ish. One there, couple there, and then like 6 of them. Just populating. This is the hardest part of modeling something. Like, you could do an okay job and just, I pause so much when I talk. I need to stop doing that. But you could do an okay job and have a thing modeled with no detail very fast. It's that classic case where 10% of the effort gets you like 90% of the way there. Well, not 90. It's the 20-80 rule. You put in 20% of your time is spent getting the thing 80% of the way there, and the rest of the 80% of your work is spent adding the little details at the last 20. And that last 20% is really what makes something good. And that's what I want to make. For some insidious reason, I want to spend time and energy making something good, when it's, in all actuality, a shit meme. I'm actually gonna save this and reload it and see. We have a dupe. Notice how, oh my god, we have duplicates. So basically, if you have a material that nothing uses, and you reload the blend file, that material gets automatically deleted. So all of the materials in here, including the duplicated versions of a material, are out there somewhere, rogue in the scene. Where are they? Poips isn't used a lot. You two are clean. Found you. Piece of shit. How dare you. I'm so disappointed. That was the original use of black paint. Where's the... It's one of you, isn't it? You guys use black paint, but you don't. Huh. That's black metal. I made sure all these dials were okay. What else uses black paint? There's just the RCS pods. Nothing else has any reason to be black. I'm so confused. Why is this happening? What rogue user is out there with black paint? And why are there two exhausts? I'm so confused. Is it this? No. It's so weird. It's gonna bug me to no end, and I'm not gonna be able to do anything about it. Oh, that grinds my gears. You are throwing sand directly into my shifter there. Alright, so I just need to duplicate these things like 6 times over. And I think these ones are fatter too, right? Yeah, they're real thick boys. Check out that thickie. Alright, the camera view is so annoying. Okay, there we go. God damn it, Eevee. I remember them announcing Eevee and I was so excited for it. And it is amazing. Like, it's pretty good. But as you can see, either I'm probably just there are areas where it could be a lot better. But just like Cycles, it takes time to get used to a rendering engine. You learn how to manipulate its pros and cons, its strengths and weaknesses. You learn how to wield it effectively as a tool, and I just haven't done that because Cycles was built from the ground up to be a proper simulation of light, whereas Eevee is like, you know, it's a game style. You can compare it to Unreal Engine. Stick a few of these guys around. There's lots of them. I'm gonna have to clear so many duplicants. If we intentionally offset those, so people don't cry. Black metal, fake glass. There's an important reason why the glass is fake. Right, it's not proper. Cycles has a glass material that simulates all sorts of nuances with glass that I just do not care about. It will only add noise to the scene in my case. For the little things, you just use like a mixture of glossy and transparent, and that handles it well enough. At least for Windows. If you're using like legit like I am, just a plane, where you know, instead of like a solid object, it's just going through one plane. That little cheat material works wonders. Though, of course, if you want to film a photorealistic scene with like a fancy wine glass in it or something, you're gonna want to use the actual glass material, because that will you notice the difference. It looks so much better. There are barrel meters. It's slowly. It's becoming populous. It looks really cool too. Like that is a sleek. It looks way too clean and sleek. Yet retro at the same time. I'm really happy with it. You know, just a couple more... Oh god, what's down there? Just a bunch of
Watch your
fucking
favorites on
buttons.
YouTube TV.
I'm gonna take a break from
70+
the
channels
instrumentation
with
and just
unlimited
build a little
VR space.
joystick down here.
Watch.
That's easy.
Record, binge. Start streaming now. YouTube TV. Try it free.
Just add a cylinder. A less intense cylinder, preferably. Also, let's add it at the proper location. 0.1 will do. 0.01 will do. Still too big. 0.05. That's about what we want. 0.075. That just might be exactly what we're looking for. That is exactly what we're looking for. What? There we go. And you will just be black paint. And we're just gonna model the joystick real quick. Watch how quick and painless this is gonna be. Kind of give it like that little bit of a bed shape. And of course that one's kind of sloped forward a bit, but we're not doing that. No way, no how. What we are gonna do is a somewhat tedious you can see what we're doing, adding the little grips. And there's like this top bit, which is like really wide. Kind of rotated a little bit too. Calling that good enough. Also go ahead and like add some little material details here. Let's go for a nice dull metal there. Look at it. It's a joystick. And then we'll go ahead and say like maybe the top is actually metal. Slightly different material there compared to the grip. That was a cylinder. And now it is a joystick, which can be directly parented to that. Speaking of which, how's the parenting? Oh no. 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 What is this? No. Am I opening something? What is this? What am I undoing? Am I saving it? What have I done? See, when I save as, this is something entirely different. Oh my god, I could fuck everything up if I click something. Let's try a sound file. Go. There's no go button. I have no idea what I did. So it's most likely not waiting for me to save something. So that means I should just be able to pop back into the 3D viewport and pretend that that never happened. Alright, so select all of these little things and just parent them all. There we go. Alright, it's 1 o'clock. Fuck. Well, I feel like we made some good progress. I go to my little testy camera. Set that to something more reasonable, like that. Put the doors back on. Maybe go to the part where I opened one. And let's re-enable the depth of field. Set the focus to right there, and then set that to something not terrible. What does that look like in cycles? Perfection. Let's render that. Let's render this. Let's render this out. Let's see what this looks like when it's all set up. Keep in mind, it looks pretty noisy right now, but it is going to go through an AI denoising node. And we'll see how it handles this. The classic ritual of watching your render slowly pop into existence, one square at a time. I'll add all sorts of little buttons and knobs and stuff like that. And then I'll have no excuse. Oh, also the seats. We're still missing those. But once all that's done, I'll actually have to start animating fucking Call Me Carson and Jay Schlatt's persona. I was originally going to also do Call Me Carson anthropomorphic, but unfortunately I could not find any data as to what his persona was. Alright, let's see what the AI node does. Oh! Holy shit, it cleaned it up. Oh, there's even like a little glare. There's some glare on the... Okay, the AI denoise node does fucking wonders. if you use it properly. If you use it improperly, it can smudge everything up and make it look like a stylized, like, painting, almost. Well, it works. I'm happy with that. I think that's where I'm gonna call it. I have things I gotta go do. But there we are. More content for my channel. There's nothing here worth editing. But in any case, thank you guys for coming. We got 2 viewers. One of which was me. So I could see chat. I had fun. I'll see y'all later. Have a nice day.